Today's build should be a fairly quick one. It's this little circuit board here, and I think what this one does is you touch this panel here and the LEDs light up, or they chase or something, some sort of pattern, because there's a timer there, a couple of resistors, and there's a variable resistor here for changing the speed. So it'll be interesting to see what that does. The components: LEDs here, a couple of capacitors down there, there's a variable resistor, two fixed resistors and one other one, and there's your little timer. So let's see how quickly we can build this, and let's see what it does. Right, we're going to start with the resistors. Now, as there's only three and there's two of one and one of the other, we can quite easily make some guesses on this. So let's start with these straight away. This is the one by itself. We've got two 10Ks and a 4R7, so this must be the 4R7. Let's pop that in there. Just pull the legs apart slightly, and then the two resistors, which must be the same. And those are the 10K. And that's the dog's barking in the background. Okay, so that's got those in, so let's give them a quick solder up. There we go, let's got that done. Right, so okay, so that's got those done. Let's have a look. Let's see what's next. Right, we've got two capacitors. The numbers written on the side of them. This is a 104, it says, and the 104 goes this side of the circuit board, which means that the other one, which is labelled 101, must go to the other side. There it goes. So again, you should pull the legs apart slightly just to hold it in place, and we can solder those two up. Okay, so that's got them two done. So also we've got another large capacitor here, but before I do that, I'm going to put the pins on for the power connection. Now, the kit came with this wire and this JST connection, which goes in like that, but I'm not going to use that for this. I'm going to use the couple of pins that I've used for quite a few of these circuits. So let's just move the circuit board slightly. Oops. There we go. Okay, so I just put a dab of solder on there just to hold it in place. Right, so that's got that in place now. So now we can do the bigger capacitor. So this has got a long cable, a long leg and a short leg. The long leg is positive, short one is negative, which is shown there, and that lines up to the shaded area on the circuit board. So positive at the bottom, negative at the top. There we go, it's got that done. So the next thing we can do is the variable resistor, which goes here. This has just got 3 legs, and they're quite springy, so they should be quite easy to solder in place. And they should hold it nicely themselves. Great, so that's got that one done. So let's have a look at the IC next. Now for the IC, it's a 555 timer. We'll just use our little IC tool here just to straighten the legs up. And on the circuit board we should see, yeah, we've got a little indent just on the left hand side here. And that matches up to the little indent on the IC itself. So let's see if we can get that in place. There we go. Just going to put a dab of solder on one of the pins just to hold it in place. There, let's just hold it in place while we solder the rest up. There we go. So that's the IC in place. So next thing we've got to do is the LED. So let's just pause the video while I turn this board round. Okay, so that's the board turned round. So the LEDs we have, so look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and one red one like this. On the circuit board it's got the word red and it's just there, so that must be the red one, and then the others go here. Again, on the LEDs we've got a long leg and a short leg. Long leg is positive, and on the circuit board, if you can see, these are square and a round, and the square is going to be the positive side and the round is negative side. So on this one up here, the square is on the left, so that would be our long leg, which is a positive. Put that in there. And next thing we can do is the rest of the diodes, the LEDs. Again, making sure that the positive is in the right side. Right, it's got those in. Let's solder them up. Right, that's got everything on it. So let's get some power. Right, so it's now off the vise. So final things we need to do is just a double check to make sure that all the components are flat to the surface, and just double check the soldering to make sure there's no solder bridges and everything's okay. So let's power it up. Right. So we've got 4.5 volts here. It says 5 volts on the board, so we've got 4.5 volts. Okay, positive goes there. Negative goes there. Right, so we've got the LED light is on. So let's there we go. Right, so let's alter this, see what this does. Okay, so it looks like this variable resistor determines how long it is that the lights are on. That's quite short. Twist it a little bit. And that's obviously a lot longer. So what this does, it determines how long the LEDs stay on once the touch panel has been touched. That's starting to fade away a bit, isn't it? Okay, so there it goes, it fades away. And the red LED comes on when it's in standby mode. That's quite cool. So fairly bright there. And then as the timer goes, which is 555 timer, it will slowly dim the LEDs. That's quite cool, that. Boom, there we go. And they're quite bright as well. So yeah, quite a good little circuit that.